Tonight on Love Live at 6, BTL board backs SpeedNet's buyout. NTUCB and others protest outside Digi's headquarters. Jaime and Renan Bersenio reject Ashcroft share sale allegations amid BTL SpeedNet deal. Missing fisherman Samuel Chief found dead at sea. OSH bill returns to Senate after multiple amendments. Department of the Environment investigates fish kill in Belize River Valley. Stay tuned for these stories and more in tonight's newscast.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. GrowWatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, GrowWatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, GrowWatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? GrowWatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. GrowWatt delivers energy-smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Llano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
Pelican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Belikin in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Belikin Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Belikin beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
BTB Accommodations License Renewal 2026 opens August 1st through the online portal. BTB is also having its license renewal clinic countrywide, starting August 10th in Corozal, then in Orange Walk, Key Cocker, San Pedro, Hopkins, Placencia, Toledo, Belize City, San Ignacio, and Belmopan. Remember, to successfully process your renewal at the clinic, managers with portal access must bring updated electronic copies of renewal requirements. Licenses will be ready the same day at the clinic. Accommodations operating beyond October 31st, 2026 without successfully completing the renewal process will receive a violation ticket. Operating without a valid license commits an offense. For more information, please contact our compliance officers at 227-2420 extension #247. Email hotels@belizetourismboard.org or WhatsApp us at 635-3688. Renew your BTB accommodation license through the online portal starting August 1st, 2026, or look out for the renewal clinic near you.
Good evening and welcome to Love Live at 6, with your news for tonight. I am Tamar Jones. Belize Telemedia Limited has taken a major step toward acquiring SpeedNet Communications Limited, the company behind the Smart brand, after BTL's board of directors approved management's proposal to acquire 100% of SpeedNet's issued share capital. The development comes as members of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the Public Service Union, and concerned citizens gathered outside BTL's headquarters on St. Thomas Street today to protest the proposed acquisition and call for greater transparency. If completed, the transaction would bring Belize's two major telecommunications providers, Digi and Smart, under one ownership structure. BTL says the proposed acquisition would strengthen Belize's digital infrastructure by improving network reliability, expanding connectivity to underserved communities, and increasing investment in new technology. However, the proposal has raised concerns among unions, business groups, and other stakeholders who are questioning the impact it could have on competition, transparency, and public interests. The protest was held while BTL's board of directors met to further discuss the proposed transaction. President of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, Ella Waite, says the unions are calling for greater accountability and more information before the process moves forward.
It's a travesty for us Belizeans, as you know, the NTUCB and BCCI has not supported the acquisition of Smart. We understand that a meeting was just held at BTL where they have voted. I have not gotten the results of the voting, but we strongly believe it's a vote to support the acquisition. We will be out here in front of BTL, in front of Digi, to register one final time our non-support of this acquisition. So join us out here. It's not a protest, it's just to register our non-support of the acquisition. We're calling on workers, calling on UB students, calling on every Belizean to come out and stress the importance of what should have been meaningful consultation that did not happen. What we had asked for in our many letters to BTL and the government of Belize to ensure that we would have had answers to what they were trying to do in the acquisition of Smart. So we're out here at BTL. I am out here at BTL, only me for right now, and we're asking Belizeans to come out and make a stand on the injustice that just happened just now.
BTL says the board's approval allows the company to continue pursuing the acquisition, but the transaction is not yet complete. The company says the process remains subject to continued due diligence, negotiations for a definitive agreement, and final approval of the share purchase agreement before the deal can be finalized. BTL has placed the proposed investment at $80 million and says the acquisition would not require additional borrowing or funding from the Social Security Board. Instead, BTL says the investment would be repaid through SpeedNet's operating cash flows, with the company describing the acquisition as a strategic investment in Belize's digital future. The company says combining the two operations could reduce duplication of telecommunications infrastructure, improve service reliability, and allow greater investment in connectivity, including underserved and unserved communities. The proposed acquisition has also drawn concerns from other stakeholders. The Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry has called for additional information, including SpeedNet's audited financial statements and an independent valuation. Meanwhile, Belize's 4 independent senators issued a joint statement raising concerns about transparency, competition, and the valuation process surrounding the transaction. Public Service Union President Dean Flowers says the proposed acquisition raises important concerns and believes the public deserves more information before the process continues.
The decision for me to come out here today, Paul, is first and foremost to remind the Belizean people that their future pension is being threatened because they have effectively given the currency to the Brisenian administration to do exactly what they're doing. The Belizean people have sat quietly and watched this unfold. It's a shame, and the Belizean people who are sitting in their offices, sitting in their homes, who should be seated shoulder to shoulder, lock arms in these offices, at the offices of the Social Security, they are the one who's in power. We're dealing with a cabal here. We're dealing with the leader of a party who is running a cabal to hold this country, to seize the wealth of this country, and we're dealing with the leader of a party who also wears another hat as the Prime Minister. And until we as citizens understand that the future of this country lies within our hands, we will continue to see the little that we have being stolen from us. And this is the beginning of it. This is not the beginning, but this is another continuation of it.
BTL says it will continue engaging with the government, the Public Utilities Commission, and other stakeholders to ensure the proposed transaction is carried out transparently and in the best interest of consumers, employees, shareholders, and the country. While BTL's board has approved moving forward with the acquisition, the deal is not yet final. The transaction must still go through the required steps before BTL can officially acquire SpeedNet Communications Limited. And this just in, the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the Council of Churches, and the Belize Network of NGOs issued a joint press release saying that the BTL board's approval leaves significant legal and regulatory questions unresolved. Their primary concern centers on Section 42(4) of the Telecommunications Act, which prohibits arrangements that significantly lessen competition in any telecommunications market. The organizations argue that combining Belize's 2 principal nationwide telecommunications operators requires careful legal scrutiny before the transaction is executed. The social partners are therefore calling on the Public Utilities Commission to determine whether the proposed acquisition complies with the law before permitting it to proceed further. They say the matter should not be decided through public opinion, but by competent regulators in accordance with the Telecommunications Act. The organizations have also renewed their call for transparency, an independent valuation, consumer safeguards, and protection for fair competition. BTL, meanwhile, maintains that the proposal has undergone financial, legal, and operational due diligence and has committed to participating fully in the PUC's regulatory process. Jaime and Renan Briceño have issued a joint statement denying a claim circulating on social media that they have sold their SpeedNet shares to Lord Michael Ashcroft. The statement issued today describes the allegations as false and misleading. The business partners say neither of them has sold shares to Lord Ashcroft, whether directly or indirectly. The Briceño cousins are now calling on those responsible for circulating the information to retract it and issue a public apology and correction. They also urge members of the public and the media to verify claims before repeating or publishing them. They further indicated that they are reserving their legal rights and may pursue remedies against anyone who publishes or republishes what they describe as defamatory statements. Love News can confirm, however, that the proposed acquisition of SpeedNet Communications by Belize Telemedia Limited appears to have cleared another important hurdle, as the Social Security Board has given the green light for the buyout. However, one source indicates that in Friday's SSB meeting, a vote was not recorded, but rather there was no objection route, which is reportedly non-binding. The general consensus or understanding, as we were informed, is that the SSB will not stand in the way of the acquisition. The SSB owns 34.3% of BTL's ordinary shares. The government owns 49.3% of the ordinary shares and all of the company's preference shares. The company also believes the transaction could strengthen its financial position and generate better returns for shareholders, including the Social Security Board. It is important to note that SSB's reported position does not mean the acquisition is complete. The transaction must still go through the necessary regulatory process, including scrutiny by the Public Utilities Commission. The PUC has already declared BTL dominant in several areas of the telecommunications market. That finding gives the regulator greater authority to impose conditions relating to pricing, transparency, infrastructure, access, and consumer protection. Missing fisherman Samuel Chi has been found dead, bringing an end to the search and rescue operation launched Sunday night. Chi and his friend Albert Vaccaro were reported missing after they failed to return from a fishing trip. Chi's body was located shortly after 9 o'clock this morning in waters west of Hicks Key. He was found in the same general vicinity where Vaccaro was recovered alive yesterday morning. The discovery comes after search teams spent several hours combing the waters between Key Caulker and Vista Del Mar. The operation involved the Belize Coast Guard, the Belize Port Authority, the Belize Fisheries Department, relatives, and private boaters. Vaccaro was found floating southwest of Hicks Key at around 11:30 yesterday morning, approximately 10 miles north of Belize City and 5 miles from the coastline. He was reportedly dehydrated and disoriented and was taken first to the Coast Guard's Medical Center before being transported to the Carl Huchener Memorial Hospital. The two experienced fishermen reportedly departed from the Key Caulker area on Sunday evening and were expected to return to Vista Del Mar. When they failed to arrive, relatives alerted the authorities, prompting the Coast Guard to activate a search and rescue operation shortly after 10 o'clock that night. The circumstances that left the men stranded at sea remain under investigation. It is also not yet clear what happened to the vessel in which they were traveling. Further information on his condition is expected later on from authorities. After more than a decade of discussion, review, and national consultation, the Occupational Safety and Health Bill returned to the Senate in Belmopan. Senator for Government Business Eamon Courtney presented the legislation, explaining that the document now before the Senate is substantially different from earlier versions. According to Courtney, more than a dozen amendments have been made in response to the issues raised during the legislative process. Lead opposition Senator Patrick Faber also rose to address the bill. His remarks focused largely on the extensive consultation surrounding the legislation rather than its substantive provisions. In a light-hearted acknowledgement of the government's approach, Faber joked that he was not accustomed to receiving that level of consultation from the current administration.
But by the time it reached the Senate, Madam President, it had been long recognized that there were many issues, and in fact it is not only the senators that sounded the alarm on this bill. There were others who sounded the alarm, and to the credit of the government, they yielded and they listened, but I will show you how that went wrong at certain points, and I'm raising it simply because I would hope that the kind of mistakes that were made can simply not or will not happen again. And to us, because I have consulted and discussed this matter with other senators, in fact I've raised it, and everybody who is concerned, I would want to say, if it's not the case, they will correct me, that even the members of the government side felt insulted by those public servants saying to us, listen, nobody call the meeting because nothing will happen because we got no answers for you guys. But, again, to the credit of the government, and I don't know if it was you, my friend, the leader of the opposition, of government business, maybe I'm being prophetic when that's what you won't stay around if that is the case, no? I meant in the Senate, man. A position you've held before. I know you're not going in on no electoral politics. I'm certain of that. If that ever happens...
Then the heavens fall.
But we saw that it came back. And that was exactly what needed to have happened. And I will tell you, I did not have the luxury, because it seems to have been a luxury, to have attended that session that was held on July 15th, I think it was, where further consultation on this bill was done. It was called an information session, and colleagues were allowed to further state their concerns. In fact, to be fair to the chair, when the clerk, the chair and the clerk, when the second session that was promised to us was cancelled, an indication was made that we could write in our concerns, which is not the same as having the technical people sitting here and being able to answer our questions and concerns, but they did say, you could write in. So when the luxury came of having the July 15th information session, I think colleagues of all persuasions welcomed the opportunity.
Private sector Senator Kevin Herrera also welcomed the progress made but raised concerns regarding Section 65, which addresses the action that may be taken when provisions of the legislation are infringed. Herrera sought greater clarity on how enforcement would operate and the possible consequences for employers. He also joined the discussion surrounding domestic workers and how they would be treated under the proposed law.
And then under Section 64 and 65, Madam President, clear statutory timelines for reinspection and reopening. Section 64 gives Chief Inspector authority to issue immediate closure notices where imminent danger exists. While emergency intervention is necessary to prevent injury, Section 65 lacks clear post-closure timelines once the employer remedies the issue. If a business takes immediate corrective action to make its workplace safe, it should not remain closed indefinitely, waiting for an inspector to return. Every day of delay means lost revenues for the employer and lost wages for the workers. We call for statutory timelines that compel the inspectorate to reinspect a workplace within a prescribed time frame following notification that remedial work is complete, and render a formal determination on lifting the closure notice without delay. And of course, as we can appreciate here, Madam President, is that we don't want to have businesses close indefinitely or unreasonably long, because it hurts both the business, the company, and the worker. And I'm sure it's not the intention of the bill to create that type of onerous situation. Enforcement protections and privacy rights for domestic workers under Section 3, Madam President, extends the protection of this Act to domestic workers, subject to future regulations regarding constitutional privacy rights within private residences. And I think that Senator Faber has raised this, the issue on domestic workers a number of times in these sessions, as I can remember. We recommend the inclusion of domestic workers, however, leaving enforcement framework entirely to future unspecified regulations creates legal uncertainty for households and domestic workers alike. The draft is silent on entry warrants, resident consent, the rights of household members who are not the employer, and how broad Section 10 powers apply inside a private home. Without clear guidelines, we risk creating a rights conflict that leads directly to constitutional challenges. We recommend that the regulations governing domestic workers' safety be drafted concurrently with this legislation, explicitly addressing notice and consent procedures for entering private residences, alternative compliance mechanisms such as off-site interviews or documentation reviews, and clear boundary definitions balancing workplace safety with the constitutional right to privacy in one's home.
The Occupational Safety and Health Bill has traveled a long legislative road. Its origins date back to at least 2011 when an early version was presented to Cabinet. The legislation was subsequently introduced in the House of Representatives in January 2014 and referred to the relevant House Committee for nationwide consultation. However, that version never returned for a second reading and eventually lapsed. In the years that followed, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize continued campaigning for its return, while the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry sought amendments to balance worker protection with the practical responsibilities placed on employers. The process was revived in 2022 and consultations intensified during November and December 2023. An OSH working group involving representatives of the unions, business community, Social Security Board and relevant government ministries reviewed the proposal and submitted recommended changes. Cabinet approved the proposed amendments in early 2024, after which the Ministry of Labor and the Attorney General's Ministry worked to produce a modern and comprehensive draft with technical support from the International Labour Organization. The revised bill was introduced in the House of Representatives in June 2025 by Labor Minister Florencio Marin Jr. It later secured passage in the House in February of this year before moving to the Senate. The Senate paused its consideration in April after additional concerns were raised, including questions surrounding coverage for domestic workers. Debate was deferred again in June to permit further technical review and written responses. The government has now returned the legislation to the Senate after incorporating more than a dozen amendments with the intention to replace the outdated Factories Act and extend legal protection beyond traditional industrial workplaces. Officials from the Department of the Environment are working to determine the cause of a significant fish kill affecting two communities in the Belize River Valley. Hundreds of dead fish have been found floating in the waterways and washed onto the riverbanks near Isabella Bank and Scotland Half Moon Village, raising growing concerns among residents about possible contamination and the safety of the water. Residents say the affected fish include several saltwater species, along with species that are typically only seen at night, making the incident even more unusual. The discovery has sparked concern throughout the area. I Love News contacted the Department of Environment, which confirmed that a team has been in the affected area conducting water quality tests since early this morning. Officials say the results are expected to determine what caused the fish to die and whether the water poses any risk to residents, livestock, or wildlife. At this time, authorities have not established whether the fish kill is linked to pollution, agricultural runoff, changes in water condition, or another environmental factor. Area resident Ernie Baiza believes the water has been poisoned, a claim that has not been scientifically confirmed, as the department's investigation remains ongoing.
I think some kind of poison is in our water because we have fish that we don't normally see in the morning and in the day. We see them in shore, like the Germalong. We only see those at night, and they're in shore trying to catch oxygen. I seen jack, black snapper, Malantee fighting for their life, trying to catch air. So I don't know what's happening. We need somebody to come and test the water to see what's wrong with the fishes. From this morning till now, I could say you could probably 1,000 fish or more already float down this river. If you could go close to the water, you'll see all the fish fighting for air. Like 10 years ago, it happened to kill all the lobsters. They just made a comeback, but they're gone again.
Okay, and from the 10 years ago when it happened, did you guys get the reasoning as to why it happened?
No answers. From then, no answers. Nobody had told us what happened to the fishes. All I can say is we can't eat no fish. We can't fishing because there's none. Like 10 years ago, it happened to kill all the lobsters. They just made a comeback, but they're gone again.
Okay, and from the 10 years ago when it happened, did you guys get the reasoning as to why it happened?
No answers. From then, no answers. Nobody had told us what happened to the fishes.
As of news time tonight, the Department of the Environment had not released the results of its water quality tests or provided an official explanation for the fish kill. Hundreds of dead fish remained scattered throughout the affected waterways and along the riverbanks, while residents continue to await answers about what triggered the incident and whether the water is still safe. Until the findings are made public, authorities are urging the public not to collect, handle, or consume fish found floating in the river or washed ashore, and to exercise caution when using the affected waterways. Love News will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information become available. The Development Finance Corporation, better known as DFC, is set to receive a new name as part of a rebranding exercise undertaken by the government. The Development Finance Corporation Amendment Bill 2026, debated in the House of Representatives on Friday, proposes renaming the institution the Development Bank of Belize. Under the legislation, every reference to the Development Finance Corporation in existing law will be replaced with the new name. The amendment also ensures that the rebranding will not disrupt the institution's operations. Existing contracts, agreements, assets, and legal proceedings will automatically continue under the Development Bank of Belize. Employees will also transfer to the renamed institutions with their accumulated benefits protected. During Friday's debate, however, Mesopotamia Area Representative Lee-Mark Chang questioned whether changing the institution's name would be enough to address concerns surrounding its history and public reputation. His remarks prompted a heated exchange across the floor of the House as government members defended the proposed change.
Mr. Speaker, you are telling me that DFC name change and the DFC history and why they want to change the name. Because nobody will give no presentation right here on the paperwork that why they want to change the name. Tell me why they want to change the name, but they keep everything else. The accounts, the employees, everything, except the name. All I'm doing, Mr. Speaker, is giving the people of Belize an explanation as to why the government might want to change the name. And it's associated with 15 minimum different scandals from 1999 to 2005.
Mr. Speaker, just a clarification. If the honourable member would only...
Member from Marine Central.
Yes. If the honourable member from Mesopotamia, when I introduced the bill, I explained why we're changing this, you know. We already told him, but look like he can't remember. He can't even remember what we spoke at the last house meeting. I have explained that before. I have it ready, I could have read it all over again, but I was thinking that we talk with some adults, but they don't look like they understand what we're talking about. But when you finish, I will explain it to you again. Hopefully you will capture what we're trying to do here. And this is not something from the government. This is a recommendation from the Board of Directors of the DFC. And as you all know, the Board of Directors of the DFC is managed by professionals. But the only appointment I think I can make is probably the chairman. Nobody else. It's legislated who could be on that. So I don't know what else to be able to tell the honourable member from Mesopotamia, but you already explained it. And I wish you could just get to the point whether you accept it or not, and we move on, man.
Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, I hear and I listen and have a right to present what I believe it goes to the DFC, that's connected with the DFC, and why government might want to change the name of DFC. Because they tell me I saw the song. Not because they tell me the sky blue, the blue, can it could be white with clouds in the day. So, Mr. Speaker,
Member,
I now interrupt nobody from making any presentation.
Member, please,
Once I am relevant to DFC and DBB, Mr. Speaker, I believe you should allow me to continue.
Member, I think we've heard 2 points of order before.
The last time, but he had 6 last time, Mr. Speaker.
The government maintains that the amendment is a straightforward but important step in repositioning the institution as Belize's national development bank. The rebanding is expected to provide a clearer representation of its mandate to finance housing, education, agriculture, business and other productive sectors. Once approved by the National Assembly and assented to, the legislation will take effect on a date appointed by the minister and published in the Gazette. The institution will then formally operate as the Development Bank of Belize. The bill makes clear that the change will not affect the validity of existing loans, obligations, or agreements. The People's United Party, PUP, will hold a delegate convention in Punta Gorda town on Sunday, August 16th, to determine the team that will carry the party's banner into the March 2027 municipal elections. 3 candidates are seeking the mayoral nomination: incumbent Mayor Carlos Obia Galvez, former Mayor Francis Doc Arzu Sr., and Maclovio Ak. The councillor contest features 12 candidates competing for 6 positions. Running with Team Galvez are Jareen Avila, Indira Coleman, Malcolm Galvez, Luana Hines, Mary Palacio, and Roberto Virus. Team A comprises Gloria Maria Avila, Anthony Fuentes, Curlin K. Moreira, TV Isani Ramos, and Olivia Asisho. Neville Arzu is contesting under Team Arzu. While all 3 mayoral candidates are established figures in Punta Gorda, Galvez enters the race with the advantage of incumbency and extensive municipal experience. His political history stretches back at least 2 decades. Galvez was elected mayor in 2006, emerging as the only PUP candidate to win a seat on a town council otherwise controlled by the UDP. He governed under the difficult circumstances of a politically divided council until 2009. In March 2024, he led the PUP to victory and returned to Town Hall after a 13-year absence from municipal politics. PUP supporters will select one mayoral candidate and any 6 councillor candidates appearing on the ballot. The successful mayoral contender and the 6 councillor candidates receiving the highest totals will form the PUP's official Punta Gorda ticket. We take a break. Love Live at 6 continues after this.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Commercial Cleaning and Products of Belize, CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete designs. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Belize is calling for change, and the future is in her hands. Meet our 4 incredible delegates competing for the crown of Miss Earth Belize 2026. Join us for the national pageant on August 8, 2026 at the Belize City Civic Center. Tickets, general admission $10, VIP $100, and ultra VIP tables $1,000. Seating for 5, wine and charcuterie included.
Tickets will be available for purchase at all Pink Boutique locations, Onyx Beauty Lounge, and Modisco.
Be a part of the movement. Beauty for a cause. Miss Earth Belize 2026.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Belize, you feel it yet? Carnival season there. Creole Heartbeat there too. One brand new showcase band celebrating for we Creole culture with rhythm, with pride. Come wear the beautiful costumes. We talking you on the road. Join the band. Call 600-7453 or email creoleheartbeat@gmail.com. Creole Heartbeat, come feel the rhythm.
Dengue and Zika alert. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. The Ministry of Health reminds the public that as we enter the rainy season, be aware of the dangers of dengue, chikungunya, and Zika. These are infectious diseases that are transmitted by the bite of Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are most active in early morning and late afternoon. Activities that should be done to prevent dengue and Zika include: avoid having containers that can collect water in your yard. Cover water storage containers such as drums. Change the water in flower pots every 4 or 5 days. These are ideal breeding sites for the mosquito. With the elimination of breeding sites in and around the yard, dengue and Zika can be avoided. Dengue and Zika begin with sudden onset of high fever. Other signs and symptoms include rash, joint pain, eye pain. The public is also encouraged to use mosquito repellent spray or lotion on the body or clothing. Do your part by preventing mosquito breeding. A health and wellness message from your Ministry of Health.
Back to School 2026 with the Angelus Press is here. And this year it's bigger and better. We're talking unbelievable deals all summer long. Starting June 15, stock up on all your school essentials.
New notebooks? Check. Fresh backpacks? Check. Prices that make you smile? Double check.
Mommy, I want my new Samsonite backpack.
That's right. Samsonite still offers a sweet 1-year warranty. And hey, you even get a free merch with purchase while supplies last. Stay in the loop by following the Angelus Press on social media. Every Friday during our back to school season, look out for our jaw-dropping This Stuff for Real deals.
So before you shop, make sure you follow
The Angelus Press, your back-to-school headquarters all summer long. The Angelus Press and the Love Foundation, transforming lives with love.
Welcome back to Love Live at 6. 6 people seeking to transfer their registration from Bella Vista Village to Punta Gorda Town will remain on the Toledo East voters list after the revising court ruled that the objections against them were insufficient. The objections were filed by Punta Gorda resident Leroy Ned Supal, who challenged the transfers on the grounds that the 6 applicants, including former Senator Bevington Cahl, did not reside at the addresses they provided within Punta Gorda Town. Attorney Leroy Banner represented the 6 respondents and argued that the objections did not meet the required standards to remove his clients from the voters list.
The magistrate went through the evidence, and at the end of the day, he was of the view that the evidence that Mr. Supal was scanty, it was conspicuously absent, and therefore he ruled that on a balance of probability, he did not prove that the electors did not represent.
So, am I correct in saying that your 6 clients will remain on the voters list for Punta Gorda Town?
That is so, yes. What happened is that there was a fundamental error in Mr. Supal's case is that he was under the misapprehension that these voters were transferring from a different electoral division, when in fact they were only changing the address to the Toledo East electoral division. And that is important because there are two different laws operating when it comes to transferring outside of the electoral division when you change your address within a particular division. So his evidence was mainly focusing on the fact that these persons were coming from a different electoral division when in fact they always resided in the Toledo East electoral division.
The court's decision means the 6 individuals will remain registered in the Punta Gorda electoral area. Supal, however, maintained that his challenge was based on concerns about ensuring that only persons who meet the legal residency requirements are allowed to register at a particular address.
This evening, it was said that the election and boundaries was not able to give any kind of evidence on what I was querying about. She tell the court that she haven't have any evidence from the voters for the month of May and June. That's what I was querying about, that they were not living in Punta Gorda town. So the electors were just coming into the office and registered, apparently, and she accepted what they told her. So the electors were just coming into the office and registered, apparently, and she accepted what they told her at the registration office. She didn't go and search for these evidence that these people live in the area. And for some reason, that was my objection for voters to not be on the voters list and to have them removed immediately. But the court is want to ask you so much question, so I have to answer as much as possible. And so they asked me what evidence do I have to prove that these people were removed from the voters list. It's because of this paper here from the election and boundaries. It says, are you residing at the address for 2 months? Your answer is yes, then you shall apply to be transferred to that new division. Apparently, none of them were in Punta Gorda for the month of May and June. Then it said down here, an utility bill in the elector's name to assist the officers in the verification of the address given. So the election officer that is at the office at the election and boundaries revealed that none of them gave any evidence.
Under the Representation of the People Act, a person seeking to register in an electoral division must be a Belizean citizen, at least 18 years old, and must have lived at the stated address for at least 2 months. The matter follows a similar voter registration dispute in Kaya North in 2024, where more than 100 registrations and transfers were challenged over residency concerns. In that case, a magistrate later ordered 24 names removed from the voters list after finding that the required qualifications had not been met. For the Punta Gorda cases, however, the court found that the objections were not sufficient, allowing all 6 applicants to remain on the list. The Belize Police Department is warning the public about a fraudulent traffic violation notice being circulated through text messages and online platforms. The message claims that the recipient was caught speeding by an automated enforcement system and directs the person to a website to view the alleged violation and pay a fine. The linked webpage carries police and government branding and warns that failure to pay could result in additional penalties, suspension of a driver's license, or legal action. Police have confirmed that the notice is a scam and was not issued by the Belize Police Department. Authorities are warning recipients not to respond to the message, click the embedded link, enter a vehicle registration number or provide any personal or financial information. No payment should be made through the website identified in the message. The department explains that cybercriminals often create websites that closely resemble official government platforms to trick unsuspecting users into surrendering sensitive information or making payments. Anyone who receives a traffic-related notice is advised to verify it through official Government of Belize channels. Suspicious messages and websites should also be reported to the police department. Police say an investigation is underway. The department is working with relevant authorities to remove the fraudulent website and identify the persons responsible. Members of the public are reminded to remain vigilant when receiving unsolicited messages requesting payment or personal information, even when those messages display official-looking logos or appear to contain specific details about an alleged offense. Public officers who are members of the Public Service Union of Belize will be allowed 1 day off with full pay to attend the union's 2026 annual general meeting. The approval is outlined in Circular Memorandum number 61 of 2026, issued by the Ministry of the Public Service and signed by Chief Executive Officer Rolando Zetina. The annual general meeting is scheduled for Friday, August 14th from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening at the Santa Elena Sports Complex in Cayo. The meeting is part of the union's yearly gathering of members where public officers come together to discuss matters affecting the organization and its membership. The Public Service Union, which has been representing public officers in Belize for decades, has held several annual general meetings over the years. According to the memorandum, Chief Executive Officers and heads of department can approve the time off for members under the Belize Constitution Public Service Regulations 2014. While public officers will be granted the opportunity to attend the meeting with full pay, the approval remains subject to the needs of each department. This means essential government services must continue to operate and department heads must ensure that there is enough staff available to maintain those services. The ministry is encouraging department heads to support union members who wish to participate in the AGM while ensuring that the work of the government continues. The approval comes as the government continues to recognize the role of the Public Service Union of Belize and its members in representing public officers across the country. For the first time, the Belize Athletics Association is hosting a summer camp aimed at introducing children to the fundamentals of athletics in a fun and active environment. The Belize Athletics Association is the national body responsible for promoting and developing athletics in Belize, including disciplines such as track and field. Through its programs, the association works to encourage young athletes and create opportunities for them to develop their skills. The camp is being held at Charlie Burton Park in Belize City and runs from 9 to 11 each morning throughout the week. Young participants from ages 4 to 14 are learning the basic skills of running, jumping, and throwing through fun, age-appropriate activities that help build confidence. National Kids Athletics coach and Belize Athletics Association coach Shelmadine Carr says the camp is designed to introduce more children to athletics, encourage healthy lifestyle, and identify young talent that can be developed in the future, while giving them the opportunity to learn the sport and have fun during their summer vacation.
This is the first year that we're doing it, but it's something that we will continue doing every year. It's a really nice turnout. It's something that we always wanted to do, but now we have the time, the resource. So we said, it's the summer, let's get on board and get it done. We try to take it around the city, so we'll definitely look for a different era to have it in.
Volunteer Gianni Jones shares his working experience with the children and being part of the initiative.
This is my first experience so far, and For me, I am naturally, gifted with, handling children. So, I mean, it's a really fruitful and, loving experience for me. For me, being out here and, kids looking up to me, it's just, I feel as if I'm a father figure. And for the kids who are, in primary school, just starting out in high school, all I have to say is, be courageous, be dedicated, humble yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, and, do the same unto others. These are the key components that can, take you further in life.
The Belize Athletics Association hopes the success of its first summer camp will encourage more children to get involved in athletics and inspire the continuation of programs that promote youth development through sports. Love Live at 6 continues. After the break, we'll be right back.
If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I will make sure the place clean, especially the places there where we treasure.
Belizean, of course I have a bag for my garbage in my car.
Ida Belizean, of course, I believe that all of we should do for we part to protect the environment.
Ida Belizean, of course I teach my picnic from small enough to throw garbage on the ground.
Ida Belizean, of course, on and off the court, we unite as a team to keep Belize clean.
As Belizeans, let's trash the habit and not the beauty.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart. Park safe. Park at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council. Always about the people.
Belize's rich culinary traditions took center stage this weekend as chefs, bartenders, food vendors, and culinary businesses gathered for the annual Taste of Belize competition. Organized by the Belize Tourism Board, the event continues to celebrate Belizean cuisine while showcasing the country's best culinary talent. Love News' reporter Suseli Shaw reports.
Since its launch in 2001, Taste of Belize has grown into the Belize Tourism Board's signature culinary competition. Created to promote Belize as a culinary destination, the event recognizes the country's top chefs and bartenders while giving them the opportunity to represent Belize at the regional Taste of the Caribbean competition. This year's event transformed the St. Catherine Academy Auditorium into a celebration of Belizean food culture. Chefs, bartenders, food vendors, and hospitality professionals came together for a full day of competitions, food displays, master classes, and interactive experiences showcasing the country's diverse flavors. From Creole and Garifuna favorites to Maya, Mestizo, East Indian, and Mennonite dishes, attendees sampled the many tastes that reflect Belize's multicultural heritage. Head chef at Mystic River Resort in Cayo, Kelvin Harris, says events like Taste of Belize provide an opportunity to showcase Belizean cuisine while inspiring chefs and connecting with food lovers.
The head chef at Mystic River here in Cayo, and I came to this competition along with my sous chef, so I am very happy and proud to represent my family, my village, and also my workplace. It has been great, I've always loved to challenge myself and to showcase my talent, because I believe that Belize is full of talent and all we need is opportunities. And I take the opportunities very serious. I try my best, I focus, and I hope to win this Taste of Belize, which has been one of my dreams ever since I started my career, and this will mark the culmination of my competing career.
At Saturday's event, some of the country's top culinary talents were recognized, including Harry Canto as Pastry Chef of the Year. Ulysses Alonso earned Bartender of the Year, Anthony Salam received Junior Chef of the Year, and Anderson Morales was awarded Master Chef of the Year. While food remained at the heart of this event, bartenders also showcased their creativity by incorporating Belizean ingredients into original cocktails. Jahim Villanueva, a bartender representing Serenian Bay in Placencia, shared the inspiration behind crafting drinks that highlight the country's local flavors.
The experience was good. I really like it. It's been my passion, so I've been waiting for it for years, so the day finally came, so I'm excited. I hope I did good. This is my second time, actually. The drink I made is with sour sop. So I named it the Jungle Canopy. We came from Pueblo Viejo, so I named it from our village. And sour sop is one of my favorite fruit. I just wish all the bartenders the best out there, and some probably new bartenders starting that get inspired to continue to show up in the stage and challenge themselves.
Throughout the day, attendees enjoyed food, drinks, music, and entertainment while supporting local businesses and celebrating the continued growth of Belize's food and beverage industry. Reporting for Love News, I am Suseli Shaw.
Celebrating history, culture, and resilience, Belizeans gathered on Saturday for the annual Ibo Town Festival held in observance of Emancipation Day. The event brought together families, cultural practitioners, and community leaders at Isaiah Mortar Square for a day of traditional food, music, and activities highlighting the heritage of the Creole community. Zaina Agustin reports.
The sounds of Brockdown music, the aroma of traditional Belizean dishes, and the energy of the community filled Isaiah Mortar Square on Saturday as Belizeans gathered for the annual Ibo Town Festival. Held in the historic Ibo Town area of Belize City, the event celebrated Belize's Creole heritage through food, music, culture, and community. Families enjoyed live entertainment, cultural displays, local food competitions, a children's zone, and culture lane, creating a space where traditions were shared across generations. But beyond the festivities, the event also provided an opportunity to reflect on the significance of Emancipation Day and the contributions of African descendants to Belize's history and identity. Representing the National Creole Council, poet Wilfred Felix says the Ebotong Festival serves as an important space to celebrate and preserve the history, culture, and traditions of the Creole people.
The Ebotong Festival is an endeavor by Belize City Council to celebrate Emancipation Day. We had Emancipation Day ceremonies this morning, but August 1st in the 1830s was a huge day for all Afro-descendants. That was the day when slavery was abolished, slavery was ended. And after that, Afro-descendants have had hardships throughout the years when we're still experiencing some hardships today. So an event like this is more than fitting to commemorate all Afro-descendants. And if you look around, you see Garifuna culture, Creole culture, Rastafarian culture. All of us are Afro-descendants. All of us have a common cousin. We're literally related. So unity. Humans are social beings, right? A festival is one of the best ways for people to come together from different communities. Niche has booths from not, I was about to say St. Bite, but from Manatee with the Creole culture. Mr. Kaitana brought out the entirety of, well, not the entirety, but majority of Luba Museum out here. It's just a good way to spread information and to bring people together.
Shadow Councillor Andrew Campbell also highlighted the importance of events like these in keeping Belize's cultural heritage alive and ensuring the younger generation understands the significance of their history.
Well, this is the Ebotong Festival, right? Pan Emancipation Day. One of the biggest acknowledgements are the suffrage and the sojourn of Creole people in this country. And with the year that the National Creole Council booth. Well, for we booth, that will display as much a Creole culture where we can afford to bring out with two hands. So we got book per display, so we the display with language. We got with myriad of instruments, so all kind of instruments where we got for showcase with music. We also have other cultural artifacts like Kiss Kiss, our chaos iron, where you have to put on coal and then you iron your clothes with it. So we the coffee showcase some of the old time things where we got in our Creole culture, how we preserve some of them, and some of the new things where we create, some of the books where we publish in order to promote with language and the standardized writing system.
As families gathered, enjoying traditional foods and celebrating through music and culture, the Ebotong Festival continued to serve as a reminder of resilience, tradition, and legacy that remains an important part of Belize's national story. Zane Augustine reporting for Love News.
And this has been Love Live at 6. I want to say thank you for watching. Another edition of the News on Love Television can be viewed tomorrow evening at 6. Let's take a look at the latest in other news.
Good evening. Showers were generally isolated today, but relatively moist and unstable conditions prevail over the region and will support somewhat showery weather over some areas tonight and tomorrow. The 24-hour forecast is for skies to be cloudy at times tonight and sunny with cloudy spells tomorrow. A few showers and thunderstorms will affect southern and some central areas later tonight and tomorrow morning, with showers decreasing in the afternoon. Elsewhere, showers or thunderstorms will be isolated. Minimum overnight temperatures will range from 82 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 74 inland to 68 in the Mountain Pine Ridge. Winds over the open sea will be from the east at 10 to 20 knots and the seas will be choppy. Near heavy showers and thunderstorms, however, winds may become strong and gusty and the sea is locally rough. Therefore, operators of small crafts should exercise caution. Maximum temperatures tomorrow will be around 88 Fahrenheit on the coast, 92 inland, but only 80 degrees up in the mountains. The outlook for Wednesday night and Thursday is for partly cloudy skies with isolated showers or thunderstorms, except for a few more over southern Toledo Wednesday night. There is a low tide at 7:51 this evening and the high follows at 1:55 tonight. Another low is at 9:16 in the morning and another high at 3:11 tomorrow afternoon. The moon will rise at 10:26 tonight and set at 11:38 in the morning. Sunrise tomorrow morning is at 5:33 and the sunset tomorrow evening is at 6:23. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected in our area of interest during the next 48 hours. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.